Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my thoughts on the new Hive game mode, Mixed Arcade. So for context, there are 4 permanent game modes in Mixed Arcade, which we'll talk about later. And there's also this absolutely huge hub. This hub is probably even bigger than the main hub. Just for an example, look at this shot. This is probably just one tiny minuscule of the entire thing. Also, scattered around the hub, there are these little golden mailbots, and they're quite hard to find. As well, I'm going to say that a lot, there are these 3 hub games, which don't have levels or anything, but they're just fun games, Nemo, Slap Duels, and Spleef. Of course, Nemo Slap's my favorite game mode because nobody Nemos! There's also tons of timed parkour, which I think is really, really fun and interesting. Personally, I think the parkours are really cool, and they have stuff, from the Sonic event and stuff, and that's all really cool. There's 16 of them. 16. All of them are timed, of course, and they're just really interesting in my opinion. So, that is my opinion on the parkour. Anyway, now that insane hub is out of the way, let's start talking about the game modes. Ground Wars, to be specific, which is probably my least favorite, but let's just get right into it. So as I said earlier, Ground Wars is probably my least favorite of the game modes, and that's because it's pretty repetitive and boring. It's just kind of the same. We've seen it with Snow Wars rehashed into Snow Wars before. We've seen it in Spring. We've seen it all the time. However, I think it's pretty gotten spiced up a little bit with this new update, because as an example, obviously, there are these new things, as you saw there, with blindness eggs, explosive eggs, iron armor, refills, imposters among us. Anyway, and you even have diamond armor, which you can literally tank hits with, which is absolutely insane. The animations are cool, and there are even these new things like rains of fire and territory boosts. I'm pretty sure. You also have you can destroy all of their things, all of their blocks and stuff. So it's a pretty interesting and exciting game mode. But yeah, as you see here, there's an imposter in, and they all look like anyone random. So it's a pretty interesting and fun game to play. It's just a little bit stale because we've had it so many times. Overall, in an overall rating, I would probably rate Ground Wars a 7 out of 10. Now let's move on to my second favorite game mode in Mixed Arcade, known as Block Drop. Now already you can see by my level that I have definitely been playing this game mode the most. And that's just because I really do enjoy it. It pretty much is just like Ground Wars in the way that it was been a game mode before. This was a game mode in spring of 2021 I think I am correct, but if I am not correct, sorry. And it really hasn't changed. And the reason I still like it is because I think I like it more, the concept of the game, more so than Ground Wars. If you don't know what Block Drop is, it's very simple. It's basically TNT Run, but easier. That's pretty much what it is. Basically, the blocks that you step on will turn into different items. Different colors, and when they hit red, that means they're about to explode. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Block Drop. I don't have much to say. The Leafs are nice. I'm glad that they ended up keeping the knockback Nemos. That was probably my favorite part about this server. About this game mode. Anyway, I think I would overall rate Block Drop maybe around about a 8 out of 10. As our next game up, I have Capture the Flag, which is my third favorite game. Now for this game mode, it's quite interesting because it would probably be my favorite game mode if these issues did not exist. So as you can see, there's these really cool item store, which you can buy stuff in, and an upgrade shop, which you can obviously upgrade stuff in. However, there are some issues with it that are pretty much prime examples of fatal flaws. And one of those largest ones, in my opinion, is definitely the fact that if you have the person's flag, you are not able to return it to your base unless you have your flag, which will lead to like a lot of situations where they're just standing at each other's bases, and there's really nothing you guys can do, which is quite annoying, and it definitely does make this game a little less fun and interesting. I also don't really like the fact that you don't get respawnable blocks. You only get 32 blocks, I'm pretty sure, and that's it. You don't get any more blocks. Those are all the blocks you seem to end up getting in the entirety of the whole game mode, which is kind of annoying, and it's definitely a really unexciting and makes the game definitely less fun. I also wish there was skill-based matchmaking in this game, which I wish there was, but that's not the worst. It's not like a huge deal breaker for me. It's just not the greatest. Anyway, that's really all I have to say for Capture the Flag. I think I would rate this game mode probably around about an 8.5 out of 10. Finally, we're going to my favorite game mode, the bridge. Now, the bridge is a very simple game mode. Basically, you drop in and you try and go in the other person's hole on the other side of the bridge. There are also kits, which are extremely OP. Like, this one's 8 snowballs. There's like a leap. It's insanely OP. You see, I just run that through. But personally, I really do genuinely like this game mode. With a big reason being is that, of course, I've played the bridge before, but I've never played a 1v1 version of it on like a Hive, on like a good high quality server, because you know, like the featured server CubeCraft is like a 5v5 game mode or something, but this is just really high quality, and people are like, oh, all those issues about the bridge, and they're very, like, you know, big, quite large issues. However, the issues are kind of solved now, because if you log on the bridge in the past 3 days, you'll see that the things that they fixed are the issues that they had earlier, which is like being able to place blocks above the pit and stuff like that. But now I think the bridge is just like really high quality. It's a really good game, and I think it's really good for that reason. I would rate this game mode for sure a 10 out of 10. Also, by the way, the Rocket League music is pristine. Overall, though, was Mixed Arcade worth the wait? The biggest question of all. And I think genuinely the answer is yes. And it's because when I logged in the Hive, I was just like, this is insane. This feels like a different server.